Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn, if I can hold the box. Supportive Oracle cards, the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Alright, already shuffled. Okay. I'm like, okay. And I'm realizing we got to get there. Okay. Positioning yourself to look at the situation with possibilities instead of concentrating on what went wrong and how many different ways it went wrong, because I feel like there's this switch, changing the direction of like what you're looking at. That's where we're headed anyway. Because when you're starting off, the situation has a lot of possibilities. There's a lot here. Buffalo speaks of abundance to me. It says, the abundant universe will provide. You've got a lot here for you. The thing is, what I really love about Gemini is it's like, there's a lot here. Everybody may not see it. Other people might be looking at like, oh, that's a wasteland. And you're like, there's gold in those hills. There's oil down over there. There's other rocks we can get here. This is an open spot. We could make this into a beautiful thing. You get a lot of solar energy here. Like, you would look at it that way. People be like, oh, that's a wasteland. There's nothing here. And you're like, oh, I don't think so. There's all these possibilities. That's like the real gift of Gemini, in my opinion. One of the big gifts, anyway. And when you start off, well, I don't want to say when you start off, but you're definitely going to have a point here where you're seeing all the possibilities. And I'm not believing everybody around you is really connecting to that. I'm getting a lot of pessimism around you, kind of like, oh, this is a wasteland. And you're like, no, but I understand that I might have to use this to my advantage, or maybe I'll just hold on to these things. Because it's kind of like, if I see it and you don't, why should I point it out for you to take from me? Like, why should I tell you where it is so you can go get it? If I'm the one who's actually seeing it, I think I should have it, or at least be a part of that. So you're careful with the information. Okay. Let's start off. Now, you see possibility, and you're careful about how you share this information, because it's kind of like, I'm not going to just say, there's gold over there, there's oil down there, we've got a solar energy here we could use, we can make this space right here into something great. You're like, I'm not going to give this away just so somebody can take it from me. I want to be a part of it. If I put forth this information, I want to be a part of it. That's only fair. So you're very careful about what you're sharing. I think we already said this. But you got the Four of Swords here with the King of Pentacles. And in the environment, you got the Ace of Swords. People are pushing forward, and I feel like it's almost like, instead of telling people, oh, there's gold in those hills there, I know it's there, and there's reasons you know it's there, you're trying to just get people to go that way so you can kind of show the possibility. That way you can show it when the appropriate time comes forward. That way you're a part of it. But people are like, no, we're not going to those hills. You're like, yeah, we should go. No, we should not be going to those hills. We're not going to. We're going to get out of this wasteland. And you're like, no, there's a lot here. They're like, no, there's not. You're trying to edge people this way, and they're just like shutting the door right in front of you. They're slamming the gate. They're like, we're not listening to you, Gemini. We're not having it, Gemini. And you're not getting the benefits. You're not getting the benefit of the doubt. Other people are like really pushing to go a different direction. They're almost like trying to get out of this area, and you're like, no, that's a mistake. There's a lot here. But again, you're like, I'm not going to set this up just so people can take this from me. And you're like, this energy's already it's very bully-like, in my opinion. It might not be quite that strong, but something like that. Did you get it? Whatever it was? Sorry. That threw me off. Let's get back into this. It's a bullying energy. And even if it's not that strong, it's kind of like, this energy is going to do what it wants. It'll decide if it wants to keep you a part of things or not. And you don't want to give that energy that control. So you're starting to think, maybe I should just let it be, because I don't want to get railroaded. You don't want to get steamrolled. And you're also kind of like a little annoyed at this energy, whoever this is, because they're just kind of bulldozing you. They're trying to bulldoze you, and you're like, I'm not doing any favors for this person when they're treating me this way. So if this stuff just passes, if it's going to pass me by anyway, if you were the Gemini, if it's going to pass the Gemini by anyway, why share it with somebody who's not treating you that well? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And you're like, maybe I'll just leave this behind and leave it where it is. This is that point where I was talking right off the bat. This is about seeing possibilities rather than all the ways this could fail. Readjusting, because this person is really overpowering, and I get that. And I feel like you're kind of looking at all the different ways that they could take advantage of you. And it's like shifting it and like, how can you work around this person? Is there a way you can do this without this person? How could you win this person over? Because this stuff is here for a reason. You should be grabbing hold of it. That's why you're seeing it, for you to take part in it. What other, because like Gemini, you're really smart, and it's like, it depends on where your mood is going. And I've noticed this with the Gemini energy. If you're looking at all the ways this could go bad and it's pulling your energy down, you'll miss out. You're definitely more than smart enough to see the way this can go, and you need to just start angling it like, what other possibilities do I have? Do I have to have this person a part of it? If I do, how have I gotten this person on my side before? Or even if you haven't, how have other people got this person to go the way they want? You are very perceptive. You can definitely do this. And they're saying shift that. That's why the Ten of Swords is on its side. It's like you can either see it as a complete fail and devastation, or you can reverse that and be like, yeah, I don't like this, but I can pull out of this. That's the pulling out of like the nosedive. The Ten of Swords upside down for me is like pulling out of the nosedive. Like, oh, this is going bad, but I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to save it. It's getting really crappy, but I can turn this around. That's the upside down version of that, in my opinion. I'm definitely an intuitive reader, though, so go take that where you need to. Because the way this should go and the way they're trying, this is how they're going to angle this. I already see this. If you pull this up, if you pull out of that nosedive, right, where this is just going to crap, you're going to find a way to appeal to this person. And this is what I love about this deck. It says the Princess of Cups, but like the Prince and Princess, they slur into other energies for me when I read them. Just intuitive reader, just to be fair. The Princess kind of slurs a lot between Page and Knight. That energy goes back and forth because I don't feel like that's gender specific in my opinion. And sometimes she even slurs into the Queen energy in my opinion. Like she's very intuitive in the sense of like, I see where this is going. I know I'm going to be in these power positions someday. She knows one day I will be the queen. And she's like, I need to put this in place so that way when I am making the decisions, it's already set up for me to be what I want it to be. I need to help move it forward, and do what I can to influence things to start going that way or show people the benefit of going the way, so that way when I claim my title, everybody's on point with me and I don't have all these, I don't have to start, pushing my will on other people saying I'm the queen now. It's already set up and ready for me. It seemed like that got a little baffling to me. You're preparing for your ascent. Let's leave it at that. This is preparing for your ascent. You may not be in the strongest position now, but you're getting ready to be. Okay, I might have made that confusing. The energy is a little crazy here because I feel like when you turn it around, you will find your angle. You will get this person to go your way. In showing this person how this situation benefits them, if you have to show some of your poker hand, you don't have to show all of it. You can be like, well, I got the King of Aces. King of Aces? That's not right. King of Diamonds, and I've got the Jack of Diamonds. I'm just saying, I'm getting set up for something good here. You might want to work with me. I'm not saying everything's down pat, but I'm saying it looks like it's going in a pretty good direction. You might, you're smart. You know how to do this. Like, not give away the whole hand, but show enough to where they're like, oh, you do? You get the 10 of Diamonds and the Jack of Diamonds? Ooh, this could go well. Like, you know what I mean? Ooh, where could we go with this? You know how to entice this person. You got to put a little risk into it. You got to put a little risk into it, but I feel like it's one of those things where the risk you have here is like either you get into it and you benefit from the situation, or you just get nothing. No matter if somebody gets it or not, either you end up with or without. You got to play a little risk to it. But I almost feel like Gemini sometimes is intrigued by that a little bit. Kind of like the odds are probably in your favor anyway, you know. Because I feel like you're boxing this person in. You're showing them the possibilities, the opportunities here. All of a sudden, the side of my mouth itches. All right, so be careful. For me, what that's a signal of is like when the side of my mouth itches, it's like be careful not to get too comfortable and let secrets fall out that you're not, and you don't realize it till after you're like, oh crap, like what did I just say? It's almost like saying, it's almost like going into like, oh yeah, this Saturday I'm gonna have a lot of fun in Albany, and then you're like, but the secret is who you're going with, and you know this person's gonna get jealous if they find out you're going with somebody, like they're gonna be like, well, why can't I go? And you're like, you don't want to go there with that. That's like an example, like you're letting some of the cat out of the bag, and you're like, uh-oh. Like, be careful not to give too much information. Don't get too excited. You might get excited about this, and you might say more, and all of a sudden afterwards you're like, oh, crap. Like, I kind of gave that away. You didn't give it all away, but it's kind of like, ooh, maybe I gave more away of that than I wanted to. Be careful. I'm getting that with the Eight of Swords, because this person, you're kind of boxing them in, and you're making them really want to or feel like they need to follow where you want to go. You're enticing them. Just be careful not to entice them to the part where, you know, you tell more than you're comfortable with. Because I don't know if it'll really slip away from you, but I'm getting anxiety. If you feel like you showed more of your hand, more of your poker hand than you wanted to, like, uh-oh, I only wanted to show the Jack and King of Diamonds, but I showed that I had the Queen of Diamonds too. I mean, it's not the complete set, but I'm like, oh, it's more than I wanted to show them. And you might get a little nervous, and you might, like, start trying to, you might get, like, a little paranoid, I want to say, like that you have to get back control of the situation. You haven't lost control, but it might like work against you if you're more concentrating on like, oh, now I got to keep control. I got to really try to keep control of this, and you might center your energy on that rather than getting the benefit of the situation. Be careful. It could just make things a little not creepy, uncomfortable. It could make you spend your energy trying to keep control rather than going for the goal. Oh, there's a rhyme. That was fun. Because I'm seeing things, you got to be careful how you move forward. I'm noticing I think of this as the page/Knight of Coins, page/Knight of Earth, page/Knight of Pentacles. It's a princess again. You got princess energy, which is very powerful in my opinion, because I feel like it transcends all three levels. In this deck, I really do. And it's kind of like, what's benefiting me now? It's kind of like, do I need to follow? Should I be pushing forward? Do I just need to rule? What do I need to do? That's for this deck for me. Just to be fair, I'm an intuitive reader, and that's how I'm feeling it, especially with the eel. Because you've got a lot of electricity, you've got a lot going on. And it's almost like, it's very smart in the sense of like, if you rule, if you're like, I have to push this forward, you're like, I know how to do this. I got to be careful not to scare people. That's what I'm feeling with the eel. It says here, bring your ideas to life, which makes sense for Gemini. And yes, you got to be careful, though, how you bring your ideas to life. Because it's almost like you got to be careful. Like, if not for nothing, if I'm near a pool of water and I see an eel in there, I'm not going in it. In fact, I'm probably going to be 50 feet away from that water. It probably can't get me anywhere near it. But still, I'm going to be 50 feet away from there at least. I'm just saying. And you're knowing that. You're like, oh, if they see that I'm kind of getting control of this and they feel like I'm getting too much control, we might have some issues. So I gotta be smart. So even if you're controlling the situation, you got to kind of play it off just kind of like you're not really a threat. You got to be smart about it, and you know that. Because I'm getting that you're going to have more control here. Somebody else might technically have control, but you're kind of calling the shots, and they're just kind of like, okay, let's do that. I'm feeling that. So be careful of that. Be careful how you're perceived, because I feel like you're being perceived kind of like more of the princess in the sense of like, and don't get caught up the gender, but like between like the follower giving advice, follower, like you're going back and forth between the page and Knight energy, follower giving advice, follower giving advice. But in truth, you're the way you're using that energy, you're actually ruling. You just got to be careful that people don't see you that way. Because if they do, they're going to be like, oh, the Gemini is becoming a threat. I got to shut that down. So be careful. This is going on in the environment. Oh, I like this. I really like this. Actually, I'm seeing where this is going, and yeah. I put all these cards down. I should have paid attention, I guess. But this is going a really good direction. Of course, this is you taking a better view of the situation, right? It's the Ten of Cups, the Fool, and the Lovers. This situation, I feel like you know to be strategic. You know this. I don't even feel like I need to say it, but just in case. Because I know other people besides Geminis are going to come into this. So if it's not your normal avenue to do this, whoever you are watching, you got to be strategic about this. You got to be very careful. Keep in control. Give a little bit, show the benefit. Give a little bit, show the payoff. And keep giving a little bit and little bit. You got to keep people like wanting to be a part of this with you. You want them to kind of look at you like you know where there's more. You know where there's more. And it's almost like you're coming across it and you're recognizing it. You want to be careful that it doesn't look like you're stockpiling and you're just giving a piece and a piece. Like you have a bucket of candy on Halloween and you're just giving pieces when you want to. You don't want it to look like you have this candy held to the side and you're just giving it out per your leisure, because you're gonna get like they're gonna storm you and they're gonna try to take it from you. You don't want that. So you want to kind of keep that bucket or whatever hid to the side, maybe in a few different places, and like, oh, look what I found, let's do this. Oh, look what I found, let's do this. It's kind of how you want to play it off, like you're noticing it. And you want them to get the impression like you're very keen about finding it, not that you're keeping it all stockpiled in one spot. That way they still feel like they need you. You got to be careful, because in this situation, I feel like there's a danger of being like, once they feel like they've gotten enough from you, or they can usurp it from you, they'll take over control and leave you behind, and that's not fair. So be careful with that. You want to stay a part of this. Stay a part of this so you get all the benefit that you deserve, not for nothing. If you do, work this out correctly and you just don't let people know you're holding some to the side and just giving it out here and there, but it just looks like you're very keen to the situation and you're searching it out as it keeps going forward, kind of like you're going down this path and like, oh, I see that there, go for it. Cool, we got it. Oh, I see this over here, let's go for that. Okay, got it. If they're depending on you to see it, like they need you to see the next opportunity, they will keep you connected. You will get the benefit you are due, is what I'm getting. I know that may sound a little bit like game playing, but I'm sorry. In some situations, it's what you need to do to get what you fairly deserve. Other people will cut you out if they feel like they don't need you, and they'll just take it all for themselves, and that's not fair either, not for nothing. Because if you hold it and you play it strategically, justice goes in your favor. And this is the advice card. I'm feeling this is an advice card. The Temperance is saying, develop it slowly, show pieces slowly. Also develop allies, and be careful who your allies are. Don't only watch how they treat you. Watch how they treat other people. Watch how they treat somebody who they think is a value. And then when they don't think that person is a value anymore, watch how they treat them afterwards. Are they still loyal to somebody who they think has seen their best days and they don't really need them anymore? Are they still good to them? Or once they think they've used them up, do they cast them aside or start ignoring them? Watch how they treat other people. That'll help you know what you're really dealing with. I know Gemini usually knows that anyway, but still, because I know other people besides Gemini are going to watch this video. I just have that feeling. So, keep control. See, this is the Queen energy I was talking about, which I know it's been on the table, so I should have seen it there, but like I'm probably the only person surprised it's here. Whatever, moving on. The Grasshopper spirit with the Queen of Swords. Smart. Queen of Swords is not always harsh. She's always smart, though. She's smart. And don't get caught up in the gender, but this person is smart, not always harsh. This person can have a lot of fun. I don't read this person as a harsh person. I just don't. They can be, like if you tick them off, they'll get you. But they're also very smart, and they can be very nice if they want to, if it serves the purpose. And I'm getting, they're saying, be fun. Have your fun. Gemini usually likes fun. I think that's the way it is, but you can tell me if I'm wrong. Keep the fun in this situation, but keep control. Make it a good time. Show the benefits. Show the bounty here. Keep control. Whether these people know you're in control or not is not what's important. You need to know you're in control, and you know when you're in control. You know when things are following your way. You know when people are sliding away. You got to keep your value high so people want to listen to you. You know what I mean? Keep them guessing, but keep them also realizing that you're the one who knows where you're going, or you're the one who will help them find out the correct path to go. You want that dependency there. I'm sorry, but you do. Keep that going. They're going to constantly be looking for answers, and they're always going to try to find a way around you. I feel like there's constantly this thing like where they're looking at the details. Somebody's always like looking at the details, like, oh, the Gemini knows stuff. What's going on here? Is this how they knew? No. Is this how they knew? Let me look under this. Let me look under this rock. Is this where they found that? How are they finding this? I feel like this is really easy for you to deal with, I want to say manipulate. Because they're trying to manipulate you. I'm sorry, but they are. I'm feeling the energy where they're trying to find a way to manipulate around you. But when they're doing this, it's kind of like if they're looking at this, if they're honing in on these little things and that little thing and that little thing, you're like, that's okay. I can navigate the big picture and I can throw them off. You know how to throw them off. As long as you see what they're doing, it's like, oh, they're trying to pinpoint this and try to look at that little nuance. And they're trying to pinpoint this and look at that little detail. If you know they're doing that, you're like, that's okay. I know how to rotate the big pictures to where they won't see what I'm doing. Just notice that they're looking at the little things. I feel like you'll easily find a way around that. This is meant to be set up for long-term success is what I'm also getting. With the Knight of Pentacles, I do feel like this is Knight of Pentacles. I'm not. It's the Prince of Pentacles, but I feel like this one's kind of like that's what this is. That's what I'm feeling from it. This is set up for long-term success. The longer you go, the easier this is going to be for you, because like you're going to get used to it. I feel like this will go and continue until you get bored with it. When you start to get bored of it, realize that the heyday might be over. That's your clue. When you start to get bored of it, that's probably the time where you might want to look for a change. I feel like that's a natural energy for Gemini, but again, I know there's going to be other people than Gemini for some reason coming to this. When you start to get bored with it, that's your heads up, time to look for something else. Because when you start to get bored with it, it's not that you're doing anything wrong. Keep that in mind. It's like when you're starting to get bored with it, it's probably the intuitive way the universe is trying to give you a heads up, like the best times of the situation are about over. Things are going to change, or it's like the winds of change are coming. When you're starting to get bored of it, it's like the universe giving you a heads up. Like maybe it's time to go to something else. Maybe it's time to move on. Trying to give you a gentle heads up. If you're starting to get bored, time to move on. And we're there. Okay. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.